Disclaimer, you are more than welcome to disagree with anything I say. Just, please be civil about it. That's all I ask. Alright, so I thought I'd put my 2 cents in on an argument or a discussion that's been going on FNF Twitter at the time of me writing this. This topic will more than likely die down in a few days, but this is an interesting topic that I wanted to leave my opinion on at least. That being the state of mods today and the mods of 2021. Are they better? Have things gotten worse song-wise? Are they all horror mods? Yeah, all that crap. Now, just to keep things simple, I will be referring to 2021 and 2022 as the classic era, and 2023 and now as the modern era. So let's begin. First off and foremost, are mods of the classic era better than modern? Short answer, not really. If anything, things have improved. People have refined their art styles, composers have gotten used to making FNF music in general, as well as other types of music, which then improves their FNF music. UI advancements, coding genius, people have gotten way better at charting, oh my goodness, but etc, etc. But an opinion I often see is that mods today lack charm, and as someone that's still a very active person that plays mods all the freaking time in this community and has played a bunch of them of all kinds, this isn't true. Of course, the vibe of modding back then in the classic era was different, but that's solely because of the fact that we were just getting started in really modding the game. We had OCs everywhere made with a specific purpose of interacting with BF like they were a natural part of the funkin' world. It was this new thing that didn't have like a ton of modding stuff in it yet, but it had a good amount of stuff in it that people really wanted to express their creativity with and really, test the limits of how much we could really do with this silly beep boop game. Hell, for example, so many will tell you that before they even got into FNF really, they thought Witty was a base game opponent. That's how seamless it was. Many also tried to be as close as they possibly could to Phantom Arcade's art style. Some succeeded more than others, but regardless, modding in the classic era was very charming, but for its own reasons. Modding in the modern era still has loads of charm to it, but the community has gotten more ambitious and more experienced in modding that the charm of the community building itself on humble beginnings is gone. And we can't just get that back. The community is too, into it now, We can't get the magic of the classic era back because the classic era's charm can only exist because of the context of what it was back then. Today has a different type of charm and people still have that in spades in mods. You cannot look at Flavor Ray V2 and tell me that that mod isn't oozing with charm and just greatness all around, right? You can't look me in the goddamn eye and tell me that. But really, when it comes down to it, thinking today's mods don't have charm is honestly a very subjective take. Now, another thing that got brought up in this whole thing is songs getting worse or sounding the same, or how things were more chill back then, or songs today are trying to sound like Silly Billy or some shit, or blah blah blah. This right here, this is 100% bullshit. Straight up, it's just a load of barnacles. There are still mod songs out there of varying genres, different vibes, that being calm, groovy, intense, or whatever, just like the old days. The problem nowadays is that y'all consider simple songs boring, or if they repeat the melody more than twice in a 3-minute song, it's repetitive. Instead, y'all focus too hard on the intense shit that you have effectively gaslit yourselves into thinking all songs sound like that. Shit, here's a few examples of modern era songs that range from calm to upbeat without being too intense. But hey, why post these when you can post the big climatic finale of a mod over and over on Twitter, or think slower ones are boring because you didn't get your sick nasty beat drop? And trust me, this is not something I am making up. I see this so often. I practically guarantee if Low Fight released today, y'all wouldn't care. Well anyway, the point is, musically speaking, we're just fine, y'all. We have plenty. You just need to appreciate all kinds of FNF music, that's it. Finally, the matter concerning the fact that most mods nowadays are horror related. This isn't true. There are so damn many mods that are horror related that get overlooked by many, but this isn't a problem with the mods themselves. It's what people are willing to gas up and pay attention to. For example, I stopped seeing posts about Flavor Rave the day after the update came out. Meanwhile, I saw Ethos and Run Smoothie on my timeline practically non-stop for almost a week when they came out. And this is consistent. Lots of people gravitate towards those and don't give anything wholesome or simple a try because they either don't see it or they do see it, but it's not firing off the right neurons, so fuck it. Some of you really need to expand your horizons, especially some of the younger people, because let's face it, we already know y'all gravitate towards horror more. Y'all especially really need to expand your horizons because my goodness. I don't mean to make that sound like I'm waving my fist in the air talking about you darn kids or whatever, but I'm just saying how it is. There's also a matter of some of you actively, on purpose, not playing other stuff, horror mod or otherwise. For example, some of y'all will actively avoid a mod about Among Us or Orpal or something because you have some cringe bias towards it. But how about you actually try it and you might enjoy it? I didn't give a damn about DDLC, but I still played Doki Doki Takeover. And I love that mod so much. Now I know it's not really an even comparison since Among Us and Orpal have a lot more side mods than Doki Doki Literature Club, but still though, just get out of your comfort zone sometimes, okay? I did that myself. I didn't give a crap about troubleshooting when it first came out, and then I had heard that people had liked it in a few places. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll play it, why not? And then bam, it's one of my favorite OC mods. Same thing happened with a friend of mine with Hotline. They didn't care about it, they downloaded it, and now it's one of their favorite fucking things ever, you know? Like, these things happen, you just gotta give things a chance. If we want OC mods, or non-horror mods in general, to be just as loved, we need to actually gas them up just like the old days. Give small and simple OC mods or self-insert mods a try, just like the old days. Okay, now one final point I'd like to make, and this one you can debate on, but I feel like this probably affected it a little bit. Now, FNF was a little more, how I put it, a little bit more mainstream back in the classic era, because mods were coming out, the freaking week 7 and stuff was a thing which put FNF on people's radar, and then mods came out afterwards, and then all that stuff. Lots more YouTubers were playing it, and that's what my next point is. I feel like a good reason that most OC mods are not as gassed up as they were in the classic era is due to how much less YouTubers there are playing them. Like, for example, I type in FNF versus Sunday, and I get people like Ruthless Viper, Cub Scouts, It's Legacy, Super Dog Tyler, Mikey, Forever Nina, etc. With the exception of a few horror mods, FNAF mods, base game updates, or Funkadelics to my happy surprise, you'd be lucky to find even one of them niggas back on FNF nowadays, and that's fine. They moved on and played other stuff along with their audience, and that's cool. But those guys, along with the people that we still have, like Sticky, 8hauser, Matt Does VODs, etc., helped make FNF more popular, and they played OC mods too, because that was the modding content. Like, that was the main thing, because there wasn't really that much more alternatives other than the OC mods, which seemed like the most effort and stuff was put into those. So yeah, there weren't really horror mods back in the day. Now there's so many more varieties of mods, and as well as so many horror ones, and ever since then they've moved on. The classic era helped a lot with OC mods. P.S. shout out to all you non-commentary channels too that have been here since the classic era too. First ones that immediately come to mind are like Flippy, DeathX Gaming, and Rainy Cobra. I know there are more of you out there, but shout out to y'all. Okay, so let's loop right back to the question that started this. With all that said, are mods worse than they were before? Well, no, not at all. But hey, I guess I already answered that. I just needed to reaffirm that stance. And also, I just need to point out real quick that I, in no way whatsoever, am talking shit or about horror mods or anything like that, and that they don't deserve to be here. Absolutely not. There are people that actually think that, and I hate people that think that. They deserve to be here just as much as any other mod. However, the players, us the players, need to play other mods, man. And also, we really need to stop dooming and glooming this type of thing, and instead, focus that tweet you were gonna send on hyping up your favorite OC mod or non-horror mod. or hell, even hype up a horror mod. Maybe one that no one is talking about. We're all in the same community here, guys. We all love mods. Let's fucking act like it. We only need to take shots at horror mods, but, you know, those that only focus on that really need to, you know, step out just a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Alright, that's enough yapping from me. Did I make any good points? Do you agree, or do I sound like a dumbass? Whether or not I did, I don't really care. I just wanted to yap. Peace out, y'all.